people, so we are going to start with a new chapter in mathematics, and most probably this chapter is included in the 12th standard of all boards, but we will be dealing with this chapter more from an IIT perspective, and this is basically application of derivatives. We have a lot of things under application of derivatives. We have let's say tangents and normal, which we are going to cover right now, and then we have approximations, then we have derivative as a rate measure. So here what we are going to do is basically the chapter name itself suggests it is application of derivatives, which means different derivative forms are applied in different logics. So that's how we are going to deal with this chapter, and I hope this will be an interesting journey for you. Again, a very important chapter from both board perspective as well as IIT perspective. So we are going to cover this chapter in bits and pieces for tangents and normals, then we are going to cover it up for as a rate measure, and then we are going to cover it up for approximations as well. Then we have Rolle's theorem as well. So all these things are there in this chapter, which we are going to cover in bits and pieces. So the first thing that we are going to start with here, is obviously tangents and normals. Okay, so we are going to look for what is the application of derivatives in tangents and normals. So tangents and normals are what we are going to consider in this chapter. Let me see whether this is basically getting aligned. Okay, so tangents and normals. So what we are going to study here is, so tangents and normals. So what is basically a tangent? So let's say we take a curve out here, plotting the x-axis and simultaneously plotting the y-axis and simultaneously plotting the x-axis here, and let's say we have a graph which is running like this, any graph. Okay, so this is basically a graph which is running like this, and we have to basically at any point. So obviously this is basically a graph which will vary according to whatever relation that it has. So let's say we have a graph which is represented as a function of x, and let's say we are drawing at a particular point, we are drawing a tangent. So let's say we'll select this point and we will draw a tangent out here. So if I happen to extend this line, this is like this, this is the tangent at a point. Okay, so let's say I name this point as point P, and it has got coordinates x1, y1. Okay, so this will be the tangent, and this tangent is basically going to change every point. So for all the points that we have on this curve, the tangent is going to change. Obviously this will be angle theta, and we have learned earlier that the slope of a line is the tan of the tan theta. Here theta is basically the angle which a line makes with positive direction of x-axis, So if we happen to plot this, obviously this will be the tangent at point P x1. So we can say that at point P x1 y1 of graph y is equal to fx. Okay, at point P x1 v1 of graph yx, the tangent has a slope of m, which is equal to tan of theta. Okay, now if we happen to draw a normal at this point, so let's say if we happen to draw a normal at this point, the normal goes like this. This is basically the normal. Okay, so normal means this is basically perpendicular to the tangent. So this is the normal. Now we know, so we can see that the tangent as well as the normal are perpendicular to each other, and we know that two perpendicular lines which are basically mutually perpendicular will have m1 and m2 is equal to -1. So for the tangent, so let's say we can say m for tangent and m for the normal, this will be equal to -1. We know m of tangent is tan theta into m of normal, this will be equal to -1. So m of normal will be equal to 1 upon minus tan theta. This will be the angle, 1 upon tan theta. Okay. Now how do we find the tan theta? Now since this is a basically, see, if we have a curve like this, okay, we can say that this will be, let's say this has coordinates x1 or rather x2 y2, and this has coordinates x1 y1. So we know that slope is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This is for a straight line that we have a slope. For a straight line, let's say any graph, we will so for a straight line graph, we will have the slope as y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. But for a curve, the slope will be different at different points. The tangent which we draw at this point will be different from the tangent that we draw at this point. Obviously, it will be different from the tangent that we draw at this point. So all these tangents will be different. Okay. Now, if we happen to have a curve, so here we have, let's say for a curve, we will have a limiting position, limit delta x approaching 0, delta y by delta x. So this will be dy by dx. This will be basically dy by dx. Okay, that is called dy by dx, and this is basically the slope. This will be basically the slope. So for a tangent, so dy by dx, we have to be specific about a point, because the tangent will have different slopes at different points of the curve. Okay, so dy by dx x1 y1 is equal to m tan theta. This will be dy by dx is equal to x1 y1, okay, tan theta. Clear? Okay. So in this case, let's say in this case we know, let me just put, okay, so we know that let's say the slope point form of an equation. Okay, so we know that the line can be represented by slope point form of a line or an equation. Slope point form. What is slope point form? We know y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. That is called basically the slope point form of a line. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. In that case, for the tangent, we know y minus y1. So obviously this graph passes through point x1 and y1, so it will fulfill the condition of the tangent. Y minus y1 is equal to m, that is dy by dx into x minus x1. Dy by dx, to be very specific, this will be at x1 y1, okay, x minus y1. So this will be basically the equation of tangent. For curve which is represented by y is equal to fx at point x1 y1, Now we are talking about the normal. So we know that normal is basically something that makes a perpendicular. So m of tangent into m of normal will be equal to minus 1. So m of normal will be equal to minus 1 upon m of tangent, that is minus 1 upon dy by dx, that will be minus dx by dy. And since again this point x1 y1, see this point x1 y1, this will be lying on the curve, so it will be fulfilling the condition of y is equal to fx. So y1 is equal to fx1, it will be fulfilling this condition. This will fulfill the condition of tangent, and this will be lying on the normal as well. So it will be lying on the normal as well. Okay. So now let's frame the equation of the normal. So again y minus y1, because again y1 lies on the normal. Okay. So this will be equal to minus dx by dy x minus x1. Y minus y1 is equal to minus dx by dy. This will be basically equation of normal. Okay. So these are basically two equations that we have, y minus y1 dy by dx. We can write this as x1 y1, okay, x minus x1. And so these are basically the equations of the tangents and the normals. So here we are basically trying to find out how to apply the equation to tangents and normals. Okay, so these are certain things that we need to take care of. So now, since we have a little idea about what basically a tangent is and how audible, okay, what basically a tangent is and how we basically figure out. So we will talk about some things which are important for tangents and normals. We need to have a clear understanding of how tangents and normals are before we apply the concept of derivatives to tangents and normals. So here we have a point P which is basically x1 y1, a point P through which there is a tangent as well as a normal. So point P x1 y1 will fulfill the equation conditions for the curve obviously, that is y is equal to fx, for tangent at x1 y1, and for normal at x1 y1. So it is going to fulfill all these conditions. Okay, will fulfill the equation condition for the curve at y is equal to fx, tangent at x1 y1, and normal at x1. If tangent at a point P on the curve is parallel to the x-axis, so if a tangent is parallel to the x-axis, obviously anything which is parallel to the x-axis will have an equation in this format. This is something that we have understood in the lower standards. Any line which is parallel to the x-axis will have this condition. So obviously there is no change. Okay, there is no change. So what will we have? Dy by dx will be basically equal to, if I let's say put it as x1 and y1, will be equal to d by dx of a, and this is basically a constant, so we will get a 0. Okay, if we are, so this is basically tangent, tangent slope. So the slope of the tangent is going to be 0. The slope of the tangent is going to be 0. In the same way, so we can say that the slope of the tangent is 0. If we talk about normal, obviously the slope of the normal will be equal to dx by dy, and this is going to be infinity. Okay, if tangent at a point P on the curve is parallel to the y-axis, so tangent here is parallel to the y-axis, we know that for this one we get x is equal to a or b, whatever it is. Okay, so in that case dy by dx will become what? This will become, we can say this is 1 by dx, sorry, dy dx by dy, that will be basically 0. This is going to become infinity. This is going to become, so dy by dx at let's say x1 y1, this is going to become infinity. And the same way the normal here will have a slope of 0. The normal here will slope of 0. If tangent at a point P is equally inclined to both the axes, so let's say we have here the y-axis and here we have the x-axis, and let's say this is basically a curve, and on this curve we have a tangent drawn. So any tangent which passes through this curve, so let's say we will have, let's say so this is basically a curve. Oh my god. So this is, let's say, a curve. This is, let's say, a curve, and this is a tangent at this point. Okay, so this is basically equally inclined to both the axes, that is y and x. So if the tangent at a point P is equally inclined to both the axes, the tangent at this point P is equally inclined to both the axes. So what we will have here is, what will be the slope of this line? Slope of the tangent. Slope of tangent can have any values, but this will be basically plus minus 1. Plus minus 1, we know it is basically, if it is equally inclined, it can happen here, it can happen here, anywhere. If it is inclined to both the angles, both the axes, then obviously the slope of the tangent will be plus minus 1. In the same way, tangent to a point on the curve can be drawn even if dy by dx doesn't exist at that point. So if dy by dx, so let's take an example here. Let's say this is basically a graph, and we take any values. Let's say we take here y is equal to x raised to 2 by 3. Okay, y is equal to x raised to 2 by 3. So this is basically your fx, that is x raised to 2 by 3. In this curve, we will have basically the curve will be something like this. It will come at x. This is basically your 0 0. This is fx. This is fx basically. Tangent to a point on the curve can be drawn even if dy by dx doesn't exist. So for this point, let's say dy by dx at the point 0 0 obviously does not exist. This doesn't exist. This doesn't exist. But still, if we notice, the y axis is basically a tangent to the point at this point. If we see, y axis is basically tangent to the curve, tangent to the curve at point 0 0, at point 0 0. Okay, so tangent to a point on the curve can be drawn even if dy by dx doesn't exist at that point. So at this particular point, dy by dx doesn't exist, but tangent to this point can definitely be drawn. Okay, tangent to this point will be drawn. Okay, a tangent to a point on the curve might intersect at any point on the curve. So let's say we have here x and y axis, and we have a curve out here. This is basically the curve, and the tangent to a point on the curve might intersect at any point on the curve. So let's say we have here the tangent which has been drawn at this point, or rather we take it this way. So let's say this is basically a curve that is going like this. Okay, and we draw a tangent at a particular point. So it's very obvious that if we draw a tangent at this point, let's say we are drawing a tangent at this point and it is intersecting the curve at any point. Okay, so this is at point x1 y1. This is basically a tangent, but here it is intersecting. Let's say this would be x2 y2. Let us say it is x2 y2. So a tangent to a point on the curve might intersect at any point on the curve. So this is a possibility that it might intersect at any point on the curve. Okay, all right, so we will start with some sums out here. How many tangents to the curves this and this are parallel? Okay, so there are two curves which are given, and we have to basically find out how many tangents in these two curves are parallel to each other. Okay, so let's take this here. We have here f1x is equal to x square minus x plus 1. So if I do a d f1x by dx, this is going to be 2x minus 1. Okay, and the similar way we have f2x is equal to x cube minus x square minus 2x plus 1. So df2x by dx, this will be equal to 3x square minus 2x minus 2. Okay, now let's say for this we have any point x1 y1, and for this we have any point x2 y2 through which the tangents are parallel. So these are points on different curves, and hence we have to take their values as different. So for this we have x1 y1, and for this we have x2 y2. So for this we have x1 y1, so in that case this will be 2x1 minus 1, and since these are parallel lines have equal slopes. We know this. Okay, so parallel lines have equal slopes. The slope of this line at x1 y1 will be equal to slope of this line at x2 y2. Okay, at x2 y2. So this will be 2x1. This will be equal to 3x2 square minus 2x2 minus 2. 2x1 minus 1 will be equal to this. So we have here 2x1 is equal to 3x2 square minus 2x2 minus 2 plus 1, that's going to be minus 1. Now between these two we can have infinite number of values. Had this been a quadratic equation, the values could have been only in 2, but here we have an x1 and x2. So x1 and x2 can have infinite number of values. So in short, what we can say here is that there are infinite parallel lines between the infinite parallel lines that can be formed between these two curves. Infinite parallel lines that can be formed between these two curves. Alright, let's move on to the next problem here. Prove that the tangent drawn at any point to the curve, okay, so we have a curve here, would make an acute angle with the x-axis. So here we have fx is equal to x raised to 5 plus 3x cube plus 4x plus 8. So here we have f dash x as equal to 5x raised to 4 plus 3x square plus 4. 5x raised to 4, 3x square plus 4. So this will be basically dy by dx, would make an acute angle with the x-axis. Now look at this term very carefully. This is basically raised to 4, so this will be definitely positive, always positive, whatever it is. This is raised to square, so this will be positive, and of course we have plus 4, so this is going to be positive. So we can say this is going to be greater than 0. This value will always be greater than 0 for all values of x which is equivalent to real numbers. For all values of x which is equivalent to real numbers. Okay. So in that case, this is what we are getting, dy by dx is greater than 0 for all values of x, which is equivalent to real numbers. So now since this value is greater than 0, obviously tan will be an acute angle. This will be basically an acute angle because we know that the slope of a line is the tan of the angle which it makes with the positive direction of x-axis. So which means that it is the first quadrant angle. So obviously here the angle x will be an acute angle, because it is an acute angle. If it is an acute angle, obviously it is the angle that it is making with the positive direction of x-axis, and the first quadrant we know that tan will be positive. So first quadrant tan will be positive. So here is how we can do this. Okay. Let me just check for more. Okay, so continuing with the problems here, find the equation of the normal to the curve y is equal to x square minus mod of x, the entire thing at mod at x is equal to minus 2. Okay, so let's say we have to take here y is equal to x square minus mod of x at x is equal to minus 2. So what will be the value of y? Obviously 2 square minus of 2 mod. So this will be 4 minus 2, because this is mod, so only the positive value will come out. So this will be basically 2. So therefore the point of the curve at which is the normal is to be drawn, is basically 2 minus 2. Okay, the point on the curve at which the normal is to be drawn is 2 minus 2. Okay, now if we take this, see in the neighborhood, or rather around minus 2, we will always get negative value of x. So in that case we can say that y can be written as x square minus of x, or rather say if this is basically minus, so what we will take is x square plus x, that is x square plus x if we happen to remove it, or sorry, this will be minus, in the neighborhood, of x is equal to minus 2, around x is equal to minus 2 we will get this value. So if I happen to do a mod here, this will be this. Okay, so dy by dx, this will be equal to 2x minus 1. So if we were to calculate dy by dx at x is equal to minus 2, then this will be 2 into minus 2 minus 1. Okay, so 2 into, so okay, this is basically minus 2, right? So here is, it is minus 2 and 2, so y we are getting a value of 2, x is minus 2, so this will be 2 minus 2 minus 1, so that will be how much? Minus 4, or rather here it will be minus 2, so minus 2 will come out plus 2, this will be minus 4 minus 1, that is minus 5. Okay, so in that case dx by dy dx by dy at x is equal to minus 2 is going to be minus 1 by 5. That will be minus, and this will be basically slope of normal. Slope of normal. Now we have to find out what? The equation of the normal. So if we have to find out the equation of the normal, what we will get here is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. So this will be y minus y1, that is, here it is y1 is 2. This will be minus 1 by 5 x minus x1, x minus minus 2. So this will be y minus 2 is equal to minus 1 by 5 x plus 2, whatever you want to expand it around. So this will be basically the equation. This will be equation of the normal. Equation of the normal. Okay. Let's proceed ahead to the other one. Find the equation of the tangent to the curve y is equal to sine inverse of 2x upon 1 plus x squared, x is equal to under root of 3. Now we know that when basically x is greater than 1, when x is greater than 1, we can write sine inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square equal to pi minus tan inverse of 2 tan inverse of x upon 2 tan inverse of x. This can be written as 2 tan inverse of x. Okay. So this is basically from inverse trigonometric functions. This is basically a concept of inverse trigonometric functions. When x is greater than 1, we can write this sine inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square will be basically equal to pi minus 2 tan inverse of x. So here we have dy by dx equal to minus 2 d by dx. Obviously differentiation of constant is going to give us a 0, so that will be 0. Okay, d by dx of tan inverse of x, so this will be minus 2 upon 1 plus x square. That will be basically minus 2 upon 1 plus x square. So if we were to write dy by dx at x is equal to under root 3, so this will be minus 2 upon 1 plus under root 3 square. So this will be minus 2 upon 1 plus 3, that will be minus 2 upon 4, that's going to be minus 1 by 2. So this will be basically x. Find the equation of the tangent. So what will be the equation of the tangent? Equation of, we have already calculated the slope. This is the slope of tangent. Now what we have to find out is the point through which the tangent passes. So if I put the value of x as equal to under root 3 and I put the value here, y is equal to sine inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square, which can be written as pi minus tan inverse of 2 tan inverse of x. So this can be written as pi minus 2 into tan inverse of x. Tan inverse of under root 3, tan inverse of under root 3 is going to give us pi by 3. So this will be 2 pi minus this is going to be 2 tan inverse of x x is equal to under root 3. So tan inverse of under root 3 will be pi by 3. Okay, so just in continuation with this, pi minus 2 into this will be 2 in tan inverse of x, that is tan inverse of pi by 3. So this will be pi by c. So this will be 3 pi minus 2 pi by 3. So that's going to give us pi by 3. That's the value of y. So we have basically slope of tangent calculated as minus 1 by 2, and we have point through which tangent is drawn, that is basically having x and y. X has a value of under root 3 and simultaneously y has a value of pi by 3. Okay, here pi by 3 basically means 3.14 by 3, or 22.7 by 3. So the equation, therefore equation of tangent equation of tangent can be given by slope point form, that is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. So this will be y minus y1, that is under root 3, and this is m that is equal to minus half x minus x1, that is pi by 3. Okay, so this can be basically altered and whatever form we need to write it in. Y minus y1, I am so sorry, y minus y1, that will be y minus pi by 3, and x minus x1 here is under root 3. So this will be minus half into x minus under root 3. So that's going to be the equation of the tangent. This will be the equation of the tangent. Let's move on to the next problem. Find the equations of the normal to the curve y is equal to x cube plus 2x plus 6, which are parallel to the line. Now it's interesting here. See, normal to the curve. Now normal to the curve on this one, which is basically parallel to the line. Okay, so now normal to the curve, what will be the equation? If we do a dy by dx, we get here 3x square plus 2. We don't know the point at which the normal is drawn. 3x square plus 2, obviously dy by dx. So the normal will have a slope. Normal will have a slope. This is basically the slope of tangent. This is slope of tangent. So normal slope of normal is equal to minus 1 upon slope of tangent. So this will be minus 1 upon 3x square plus 2, 3x square plus 2, okay, which are parallel to the line. Now look at this line, x plus 14y is equal to minus 4, or we can say that 14y is equal to minus x minus 4, or x plus 14y is equal to 4, or y is equal to minus x by 14 minus 4 by 14. If we kind of draw an analogy here to y is equal to mx plus c, so here we can directly say that m will have a value of minus 1 by 14. So the slope of this line is minus 1 by 14. Slope of this line and slope of the normal both are parallel, so these two will be equal. So we will have here minus 3x square plus 2 will be equal to minus 1 by 14. Both get cancelled. We have 14 is equal to 3x square plus 2. So that will give us 3x square is equal to 12, which will give us x square is equal to 4. So x will have a value of plus minus 2. Okay. Find the equations of the normal to the curve which are, so obviously it is hinting that there might be more than two lines. Okay. So now let's say at x is equal to 2, y will have a value of what? This will be 2 cube plus 2 into 2 plus 6. So this is basically 8 plus 4 plus 6. So this will be 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 6, 18. So the point here is 2 and 18. Okay, one point is 2 and 18. What about the other point? When x is equal to minus 2, y will be equal to minus 2 cube plus 2 into minus 2 plus 6. So that's going to give you minus 8 minus 4 plus 6. So this will be minus 12 plus 6. That's going to be minus 6. Y will be equal to minus 6. So what points do we have? Minus 2 and minus 6. Minus 2 cube, that is minus 8, minus 4 plus 6, minus 12 plus 6. So that will be minus 6. So minus 2 and minus 6. Now what we need to draw here is equations of the line. Okay. So equation of normal which passes through point 2 and 18, this will be y minus y1 is equal to m. Slope for both of them will be how much? 1 by 14. Slope for both of them is going to be minus 1 by 14. Minus 1 by 14 x in minus x1. This is going to be one line, and the other normal equation of other normal which has minus 2, which has basically minus 2 and minus 6. This will be y plus 6 is equal to minus 1 by 14 x plus 2. Okay. So these are two lines which we have. Okay. If the equation of the tangent to the curve at point 2, 3 is this, then find the value of a and b. if the equation of the tangent to the curve, so let's calculate this here. Y square is equal to ax cube plus b, okay, yx square. Now if we differentiate this, 2y dy by dx will be equal to 3x square a plus b. Okay, this will be this will be a constant differentiation, so it will become 0. 3x square a. So we can say here dy by dx will be equal to 3x square by a by 2y. Now if we were to be specific at the point 2, 3, it will be equal to 3 square of 2 into a upon 2 and y that is 3. So this is going to be 3 into 4a upon 2 into 3. So this will be 2. So this will be 2a. So here the dy by dx at x is equal to 2, 3, that will be equal to 2a. Okay. Now here it is y is equal to 4x minus 5. Now find the value of a and b. If the equation of the tangent to the curve at point 2, 3 is this, so obviously that is the equation. So here if we say y is equal to mx plus c, so here m is having a value of 4 and we have already calculated the value of m at 2 by 3 of the tangent. So this slope will be equal to 4, which makes it a to have a value of 2. A will have a value of 2. Now if we put the value of a as 2 in this curve, y square is equal to a x cube plus b. So this will be y square is equal to y will, since it passes x and y, will have coordinates 2 and 3. So we can directly put here, in place of y square we can put here 3 square a into x cube, that is 2 cube plus b. So that will be 8a plus b is equal to 9. Putting the value of 8 that we have already calculated, it will become 16. 16 plus b is equal to 9. So b will be basically minus 7. So these are the two values. A is equal to 2 and b is equal to minus 7 from this equation. I hope this solves this problem. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. Oh, the next one is all jumbled up here. Okay, so let's solve this problem here. For the curve y is equal to 4x cube minus 2x raised to 5, find all the points at which the tangents pass through the origin. Okay, so find all the points at which the tangents pass through the origin. So let's first look at the curve itself. The curve is having an equation y is equal to 4x cube minus 2x raised to 5. This will give dy by dx is equal to 12x raised to 2 minus 10x raised to 4. That's what we will be getting, right? 12x raised to 2, 10x raised to 4. Okay. So now find all the points at which the tangents pass through its origin. Let the point be x0, y0 on the tangent. Find all the points at which the tangent, so we have to basically find the tangent. So let's pick up one tangent here. Okay, so here it will be, so what is basically the at which the tangent passes through the origin. Now since it is basically having this slope, okay, we can say y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. So here we will have y minus y0 is equal to m. What will be the slope of the line? Obviously 12x0 square minus 10x0 4. Okay, and this will be x minus x0, or rather here, since it passes through the origin, we can say it is 0, and since it is passing through origin, we can say this one is also 0. Here it will be x0. So y0 minus 0, 12x minus this will be equal to this. So we can say y naught will be equal to 12x naught cube minus 10x naught 5. This is one equation. This is one equation. Okay. Now since it passes through this, for the curve, find the points at which the tangents pass through it. So this will be fulfilled as well. So we will have y naught is equal to 4x naught cube minus 2x naught raised to 5. If we consider this to be equation 1 and we consider this to be equation 2, and if we happen to subtract one from the other, so let's say subtracting 2 from the first one, so y naught gets cancelled, we get 0. 12 x naught minus this, so this will be x 8x naught cube, 10 minus 2, so that will be minus 8x naught raised to 5. So we can pick and choose 0, and this will be 8x naught cube, and this is going to give you, so if I happen to withdraw minus 8 out here, so this will be x naught square minus 1. So obviously minus 8 goes off, so we have x naught cube is equal to x naught 0 minus 1 is equal to 0. So putting x naught cube is equal to 0, we get x naught is equal to 0. Putting x naught square minus 1 is equal to 0, we get x naught is equal to plus minus 1. Okay, so we will basically have to find the points. Okay, so how are we going to find the points? Very simple. Now just put the values. For x is equal to 0, for x is equal to 0, we will have y given by, because since the point x naught y naught lies in this curve, it will fulfill the equation of this curve. 4 into 0 cube minus 2 into 0 raised to 5. So that will be basically 0. So one point that we are getting is 0, 0. What about the other point? When x is equal to plus 1, y will be equal to 4 into 1 cube minus 2 into 1 raised to 5. So that will be 4 minus 2, that is 2. So what will be the other point here? The other point will be 0, 2. Okay, and then we come to the third point. For x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 4 into minus 1 cube minus 2 into minus 1 raised to 5. So that will be minus 4 minus 2 into minus 1. So that will be minus 4 plus 2, that's going to be minus 2. Y is equal to minus 2. So here we will have minus 1 and minus 2. Minus 1, and this is basically minus 2. Minus 4 minus 2. Yeah, so that's how what we are going to get. So at these points, that is 0, 2 and minus 1, minus 2, for the curve, this will pass through the origin. This is going to pass through the origin. Okay.